Good evening, traders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at an array of different Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin proxies. And we're going to start with Coinbase. And what I figured we'd do is do some live technical analysis and show you the way in which I draw parallels, I draw my different support and resistance lines, and kind of teach from that. But most importantly, just kind of show you kind of where I'm seeing each of these ticker symbols right now and where I think the opportunity lies, and ultimately where I think they're going to go in the not too distant future, next couple days, next couple weeks, especially as Bitcoin I think is going to kind of go regress, come down, have that final test at the lower level, maybe 95,000, 96,000, and then make its move up from there. So the first thing I kind of want to do is we're going to look at parallel channel. And the way I like to draw my parallel channels is, and I think the best way to do them is to do it so that you have multiple touch points, right? So we're going to start with this, and we're going to bring this up, and then we're going to adjust it, right? So the way I always look at it is, how can I get multiple or the most amount of touch points to validate essentially the trend, right? And then ultimately I want to look at the median line and I want to see if that aligns properly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this up so that I can get touch points throughout here. And it's okay if they kiss or go through the bars. The most important thing to do is just get those multiple touch points, right? So we're going to start at this pivot high here and then kind of go down, and there we go. So what you can see here is you can see this median line. Look how well it was respected all the way down, has these touch points, has this kind of these touch points here, this touch point here, you get this big breakout. Same kind of thing at the top, right? You see how well it was kind of respected. You have your overthrows, obviously, at the top and the bottom, but this is how I feel like I always get the most truest, purest trend line is in my parallels is drawing it this way. And what you'll see and what you'll find is you're going to have overthrows throughout, and these are intended to shake people out, right? To get people out, and you won't know, or you can confirm that it's either a true breakout if you have a candle close above the breakout candle, and you can see that never happened all the way down until we get here. Same thing on the lower end. So we never had that close below. So here we go. So this is kind of how I see it. We obviously broke out of this parallel, and I just want to take a moment to kind of educate on that. But then you have this massive up move, right? You have this gap up over the 200 SMA. And then from there, what we've been doing is essentially consolidating, right? So we have you have this kind of trend line here, and then you have this resistance here, okay? Same kind of thing. So you can see we've been essentially, look at this, it's a bull flag, right? And we had this consolidation, and yesterday was interesting, or actually 2 days ago was interesting, because we had this candle right here. I want to show you guys this. So we had this nice candle that closed above this support, but then the very next day got rejected, came back down, did not confirm. But then what do we do today? We opened up at the bottom edge of the support, right underneath it, and then launched. Literally launched. It was up, what, 16, 17% today. At one point, almost up about 20%. Obviously, that was on news. But the chart tells us that, right? It telegraphs that that's kind of going to happen. Just look at it, right? Another thing I want you guys to pay attention to is look at this green buy volume, right? Huge green buy volume, huge green buy volume, and you didn't have any red volumes, any big red volume. So as it's consolidating, you had more green. So I always like to look at that, because this is the truth, right? Until you have a big red, you can go on the fact that this is consolidation and that it's bullish, right? And then it was only a matter of time, especially as RSI reset and got down to 50. I mean, look how perfect that was. Like, literally perfect to a T. Stochastics were curling up. You had RSI at 50, and then boom, here we go. So this thing I think is a little early, and I think the miners are going to follow. And that's kind of why I wanted to show this one first. So you had your RSI reset, as we talked about, and then where's resistance going to be? So first thing I kind of want to look at is where it was previously rejected in previous trading sessions back here, right? So always look left, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this kind of, in fact, we can even do it, let's do it this way. So we can take this here and we can put a range on it, and essentially we have that. Oh, look at that. How beautiful is that? So I'm going to make this red because this is a supply zone, right? So we came up to it today, and look at that. We kissed it, went through it, but closed pretty much right at it, right? And the way I got this supply zone is I basically connected it through these candle bar lows, kind of where it was rejected back here, and you can see now we're getting into supply. So you can anticipate that we're going to have some rejections, and we're going to have some overhead supply in here. But I could easily see this targeting the median line at 320 and then ultimately the top end of this range at about 340. So that's what I think's in store over the next couple months. Could get there very fast, could take its time. We could consolidate below and do something kind of like this. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of these things happen, right? So this red dot right here is your previous month high. So I could see it coming back and easily doing something like this, right? Consolidating like this, which would be very healthy before it did something like that and then through to there. So could do something like that, build a nice little bull flag, could come down. We could, retest this lower range, depend like to this 265, 267, that kind of area. Just really depends on what the market, I think, is ultimately going to do. So if the market continues to participate or trend higher, this thing could easily do something like this. Heck, we could even just start going, straight from here. But either event, I think it's super bullish. So that's Coinbase for you. Next one up is HUT. So I cleared all my drawings because I kind of want to show you what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing this kind of cup and handle pattern right here, right? We had the breakout. So let me just draw that for you guys real quick. So we have this is kind of what I'm seeing. Put that there. You could even draw it a little bit lower so it has those those highs there. Candle body closes. So here we go. Cup, right? Boom, and handle. And then I'll just kind of show you what that might look like with a tool here. So, oops. This thing is being stubborn, right? So we kind of have this. All right. So cup, and then handle. Put that there. Sorry, I'm doing this live for you guys. Sometimes it doesn't always cooperate. But there you go. So we have this cup and handle pattern. Now, check this out. We have the breakout, okay, of that. But what's interesting is we never had a confirming candle. And what you can see is you have this is your breakout candle, and this is your high, okay? So ask yourself a question. From that high, did we ever have a daily candle close above it? We did not. Boom, close below it, close below it, close below it. Wicked above it, close below it. Came back down, tested it, up, broke through it, and then now we're back into the candle, into the cup and handle. But check this out. So here's the low into it, right? Look at this. How interesting is this? So did we get a candle close? And did we get a candle close below that to confirm that breakdown candle? And the answer is we did not. It closed right here, right? So pretty interesting stuff. Based on, again, now let's look at the volume. So look at all the green buy volume, and then how many big red ones do we have? One, maybe, that matches it. Not even two. So again, to me, with everything else that we're kind of looking at, it's bullish, right? And what do we have on RSI? You have RSI turning back up right here on the 47 area. So, over the next coming days, and we have this nice, another way to look at this is, let me take some of this off, right? So what do we have here? We have now it's a little channel parallel. but that's a flagpole, and that is a bull flag. So to me, this is bullish consolidation. It's about as steep as you kind of want to see it, right about 45-degree angle. So we don't want it much steeper than that. So I still like it as a bull flag, and there you have it. So that's HUT, H-U-T. Next one up is IREN. So similar look here, right? Hopefully you guys can see it. Cup and handle. I'm not going to draw it on every one because it's just going to take too long to get through this. What do we have here? Big green buy volume. So accumulation, same kind of thing, right? You have this break. You have this cup and handle. You have this bullish bear, sort of bull flag with this consolidation. Hopefully you guys can see this. I don't have to draw it, but I will for you, right? So you have that, then you have this, right? Boom, bullish consolidation, bull flag, and that's on top of the breakout. And now let's ask ourselves this: do we have a confirming candle here? Boom, we do. Okay, so check this out. This is a good one. So we have on IREN a confirming daily candle above. Okay, you can see here's the high right there. Oh boy, how close is this? Oh my God, this is gonna get into sense. Okay, so the close here was 1034. The close here was 1040. So we do not have a candle close. How crazy is that? They closed it just below it. So in any event, we don't have a confirmed breakout on this cup and handle, but it is in this bull consolidation. So let's watch it, right? So that's IREN for you guys. Next up is CIFR, CIFR. And what do we have, guys? Same kind of pattern, right? Cup and handle. All of these miners are doing the exact same thing. Boom. Here we go. Cup, handle, breakout. Now this one doesn't look as bullish as the other ones because we did have the sell through it back into it, but we still have not had a confirming candle below it. It's cool stuff. Like they're all literally set up the exact same way. So, and then you could even look at this as, you know, a little inverse head and shoulders here. You have the head right here. You have, left shoulder, head, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Then you had the breakout. Then you had the retest. Can you guys see that? Let me just draw this one because this is kind of cool. It's like an inverse head and shoulders inside of a cup and handle. So this is kind of cool. So check this. Right? Boom. Boom. So you see that? So you had left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Then you had this breakout. Then you had this check back. Right? You had the retest. Then it obviously supported it, and then came back through, and then truly made this what I see as a cup and handle. But again, we do not have that confirmation yet. But look at the big green buy volume again. Same freaking story across all of it. It's so cool to see when the charts like all align like this, and you have confluence across the industry. I love it. So obviously, what's one's going to do, the other's going to mirror in some degree close to it. So, in terms of which one do you pick up, I own them all, but again, I'll just caveat it with no financial advice will be given on the channel. This is strictly for educational purposes only, and to share with everyone what I'm doing in my own personal trading strategies and how I kind of look at charts. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, IREN. Yep, I kind of left that drawing already on there. What do you guys say? Hopefully you can spot it. I know I can. All right. Cup and handle, breakout, bull flag, consolidation. And looks exactly the same. And then what do we have here? Amazing buy volume. And then look, what's RSI doing? Creeping up, right? So you had your bearish divergence here. It's kind of resetting and consolidating, and I think we are primed for a big move. So we'll see. I mean, anything's possible, but these charts are bullish, guys. Next one up, MicroStrategy. I know it's a fan favorite. Let's look at that one. there's a lot of things going on here, and you can look at this a variety of different ways. But and I can go back over, and actually I'll do a micro strategies or strategy one, because there's a lot here to kind of teach on. But kind of here's what I'm seeing: huge impulsive move, bullish consolidation, right? And what's interesting about this one is we didn't go back and hit this here, and we're already breaking down. We're at the median line right here. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we're at the median line, showing some weakness. I could see this kind of retesting this demand zone here. This is kind of what I think it's going to do. I think it's going to retest this this demand zone, and that will align perfectly with the bottom of this channel. And also, if you're in the Elliott wave, you got your impulsive move up, then you got your 1, 2, 3 A, B, C correction, right? So you have your A, B, and C correction that would align here. So I'm actually short the name here. I'm long Bitcoin, but I'm short MicroStrategies, which is an interesting pairs play. But I think it's going to come into this 340 level pretty easily. Might even retest. Depends on what Bitcoin does. If we get a sell-off in it into the mid 90s, this thing could drop pretty rapidly, and we can have a wick down into this range in the low 300s. But I'm not going to play for that. I'm going to take it off right here and cover. But yeah, so that's MicroStrategy. You can see how that looks, and let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, just pay attention to, so this is interesting, right? All of the other charts had this massive green buy volume, and you kind of have it, you have it here, but look here though, we don't have really any, and even here it's not big. So I don't know, something might be going on with strategy. I'm going to play it tight to the vest and just keep an eye on it, but something might be up because it just looks different than the others, right? Okay, I think this is the last one. This is Mara Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. Now, this one looks similar, but it definitely isn't as clean. And these guys are arguably the biggest Bitcoin miner, and they have massive production. They're doing different things as it relates to software, server-side software, client-side software, and a bunch of different things that makes them relevant. And they have a huge hodl position of Bitcoin. You would think it would be performing better, but it's not. It's more similar to MicroStrategy, where it just seems a little weaker. You don't have the same kind of buy volume. It just doesn't look and feel the same. And this cup and handle pattern really doesn't look as good. If anything, maybe inverse head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But even that, it just looks different. So this still could be a cup and handle pattern. It just hasn't broke out and done what the other ones have done, right? So let's kind of take that right there. So here you go, cup, handle, right? So let me draw it on just because it is a little wonky, right? So you got this, boom, cup, and then handle. Come on, guy. But it's just not as clean, right, guys? So I hold this position. It's actually one of my larger minor positions for a variety of different reasons. It just doesn't look as strong, and I'd like to say that it does, but it doesn't. So who knows what this one can do? Don't know if there's something underlying with the business. I don't really do that fundamental analysis, so I can't speak on that. But the graph, or the chart, technically is set up and looks different. So just take that as you will. Putting all these on your radar. We'll watch them over the coming days. Let's just actually quickly look at IBIT, and let's look at that real quick, because this one's interesting too. So massive accumulation, bull flag, consolidation, building a nice bull flag. This one I think is primed to launch from here, along with obviously Bitcoin. So I like it. All these look pretty good to me, assuming the stock market, the economy cooperates and doesn't deteriorate from here. I think we're going a lot higher, guys. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this live technical analysis. You enjoy what I do and that I bring this to you. If there's anything you'd like to see, please just comment down below. Any constructive criticisms, I'd love to hear them. This is a new channel, so I'm all about just helping others, navigate these chaotic times, and hopefully we make a lot of money along the way. So until next time, guys, appreciate you. Smash that like button, show the love, subscribe, tick that little bell, and you'll get alerted as I bring these to you guys in live and real time. So thanks again. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.